lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 167.
Oh my God.
Listeners, you picked a good one.
This has been a good show.
We have quite the cast. It's Christmas break almost here. Holiday break, whatever. Don't fire me, Rupert. And we're all jazzed up. And there's no Ryan Clements weighing us down. As we talked about last week, Ryan Clements is an Xbot now and no longer on Podcast Beyond. So, of course, I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside the Guides Guru, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
And the Newshound,
Hey,
Jim Reilly.
it's been a while.
Give out your bark.
My bark?
Remember, you used to go, woof, woof, woof.
I'm not doing that
Do
anymore.
it. No, it's a good bit. I like it.
No.
Everybody liked it.
No.
Girls, kids loved it.
Girls dig that.
I told you I was going to do it after I did it the first time. So, that's it.
But I want it again.
No.
I'm editing the show. I could edit it in if I wanted to. So just do it for
All
me.
right.
There's the Newshound! Someone let the Newshound off the leash, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry, the fourth voice,
Oh, yeah.
the big cheese, Hilary Goldstein, editor-in-chief of IGN.com.
I thought you liked to call me the big watermelon.
Yeah, that never took off, though. No one ever knew what I was driving at.
Watermelon.
So, yeah. It made sense when you think about it, right? Because it's bigger than cheese, for sure.
Well, it depends. There's pretty big hunks. Didn't Andrew Jackson have a huge hunk of cheese in the White House that people can come and take bits off when
I
they
think
went
he
to
did.
visit him?
I think he did.
So that was probably bigger than any watermelon. That's
How didn't have to refrigerate it?
Uh,
You have to refrigerate cheese,
they
don't you?
didn't have any. It was like what, the 1820s.
White House was very cold back in those
Yes.
days.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think you have to refrigerate cheese. After
Like
it's,
American cheese, you have to.
after it's been in its solid form.
No,
Yeah,
Jim,
worked in a wheel?
Jim, I don't think that we could ever take advice from you about food. So
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong, actually, Jim.
When I'm pretty sure on something, I'm right, usually. Most of the time.
Usually.
Interesting. Before we get to any of the normalcy of the show, first off, Ryan Clements not really off Podcast Beyond. Stop drafting your your letters.
He asked us to. We were talking. Greg and I were talking about if we were gonna do 2 more episodes without Ryan. This one and the next one, and we were
Because
talking
it is
about
holiday break, and we love you so much, we're not going away.
right. Exactly. I refuse to go away. So
you need us as a break from your family.
Yeah. Well, I love my family, but I just don't feel like going anywhere this year. It's
I meant the
freaking
readers.
hassle.
Yeah, the readers.
I wasn't talking about you, but jeez.
okay. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Well, I feel bad because people have been kind of, especially my family's been hassling me about not coming home. I feel like I'm a bad son.
We've been hassling about you not coming to see True Grit tonight.
You're coming, right?
Yeah,
No, then he tried to waffle this morning already.
What?
No, I'm thinking about it. See, the Steelers are playing tonight, and I want to see them lose. So,
Come on.
but they're playing the Panthers, and that's not a very
Come
compelling
on,
game.
dude.
Okay, is there any way we can go earlier than 4:30? Like 3? Is there a 3:30?
There
3
might be a
o'clock?
one at 3.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see.
Are you coming to the holiday party?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Yes,
Tomorrow.
ladies and
We're all
gentlemen,
gonna
don't
be there.
forget, me and Jim haven't publicized this year, so this is something I'll put it on the blog eventually and the Twitters. But remember that the second
it
annual,
tomorrow?
the second annual Jim and Greg Caroling Christmas party is happening Christmas Eve on UStream. You can find it there. There'll be links.
What time are we doing this?
I said 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
I've been telling people to come over. Too late.
That's too late. I
Too late.
think 5.
What?
You want to start it at 5?
Why not?
5 o'clock?
We're gonna eat dinner or something.
Yeah, I thought we'd get some pizzas or something.
Yeah, 5
We
o'clock.
can eat dinner at 8.
You come over at 5, order the pizzas, get the pizza at 7. I don't know. 8 o'clock seems way too late for me.
But if it takes 2 hours for the pizzas to show up, where are you ordering them?
I mean,
from?
no, you order the pizza like at 6:30. You know.
Okay.
So you can't have people over.
So
and
it's like
have
an hour and a half of just settling in?
Yeah,
You got to settle.
I'll bring
Yeah.
some beer.
All right, you can come over whenever you want.
But anyway, as you were saying,
I don't remember. Oh, there's going to be a Ustream
you mean
Christmas party tomorrow again.
I'm playing Rogue Warrior earlier in the day.
Uh-huh.
I've already blogged about this. You can find my info there on my blog.
Why do you insist on playing that game?
I need 2 more achievements.
You want to get them all?
Yep.
You might be the only person.
See, I'm canceling my Xbox Live Gold account before it renews itself January 1st. So I want to get all the achievements for that game.
Wait. So you can't? Oh, because you can't play online.
Yep.
But you can still get achievements.
Well, the two I need are multiplayer ones. So
Man, that's weak.
yeah, I know.
Are you canceling it because you're moving to PS3? Where
No, I just don't feel like paying extra $10 for no reason. So
Plus, there are no games to play on Xbox next year.
Swish, air high five.
Oh.
Bam.
Plus, I have never seen Jim play a multiplayer game except for Rogue
I
Warrior.
know.
So I figured once you get those 2 achievements, you won't actually need to be online.
yeah, well, it's also just principle. I don't if someone's gonna raise the price of Xbox Live, I've gone on about this before, but if you raise the price of something, you have to give me an
More.
incentive to keep it.
Yeah.
What,
You know,
ESPN 3 or whatever?
I mean, I'm still getting ads on Xbox Live, even though I'm paying money for it. And I don't think it's worth it. So if you pay $60 for Xbox Live, you're an idiot. So
Well, I'm going to chalk it up that you not renewing that it's just because you're coming over to PlayStation 3. Like someone else in the office have done recently.
Colin?
No, it'd be
What?
you, Hilary Goldstein.
Me?
You, former
That's-
Xbox head, have turned your back on the Xbox machine.
This is true.
I was reading their Xbox games of 2011, and I think over half of them were multi-platform.
9 of them.
I'm trying
actually.
9 of them actually, and honestly, like Gears of War only made it because we were like, man, there really needs to be an exclusive on this top 10 list of 2011, doesn't there?
Swish.
So, yeah, it's a pretty sorry sign. Yes, I haven't figured out yet if I'm like going to the dark side or if I'm like Darth Vader.
You're coming to the
Darth
light.
Vader at the very end,
Yeah.
and like I'm like all pasty white with my helmet off, but I'm finally been redeemed and I can die in peace and become a weird ghost dude.
Yeah, that's what the PSN is. Little weird ghost dudes.
I will say this though, PSN free, and there's no ads on that,
Yes.
This is true.
as far as I can tell.
Oh, they subliminally beam them into your brain. But
You can even shut the scroller off in the corner if you don't want it to.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
yeah.
You look at PS3, right? And there's the amount of exclusives on there are ridiculous. Like you have to play a lot of these games. Like you can't not play Uncharted 3, right? I mean that's like an automatic.
Crazy.
Can't. You'd be insane.
You can't not play SOCOM 4.
And you know
Just kidding.
we're done with. Aw.
I'm still looking forward to
I'm not
SOCOM
playing
4.
that game.
But a lot of people are. I'm looking forward to it. I really like the
Stop
new
trying to
stuff.
get a job from Jeremy.
I just want to have all
Let it go.
my ducks in a row. That if anything goes wrong at IGN,
Just
I can
burn
go to
the bridge
the
already.
zipper commune.
But I mean, it's like, and we're past the days now where like you had to worry about the PS3 version is it going to look as good as the 360 version? Like that's kind of past now. They they usually like ports are usually pretty solid except for like the rare case of like Bayonetta. So it's not like I'm never going to play the Xbox again. But
you're not your primary system.
I think so. Yeah, I'm playing Mass Effect 2. I'm going to replay it when it comes out on PS3 so that I don't want to play through Mass Effect 1 again, but I want to kind of remake my choices. So having that 15-minute sort of comic book experience where I can make the choices for Mass Effect 1, then play Mass Effect 2, which is on the Mass Effect 3 engine on PS3, so it's going to look even more awesome.
Right.
Play through that again, and then, I'm going to have to play, obviously, on PS3. And then most of the games that I want to play on 360 are also available on PS3, so it makes sense. Plus, it's cool. It's like, even though I've owned a PS3 and I've played some PS3 games, it's like, going over now, it's 4 years into the it's like getting like a new toy, and so there's all these games that like other people have, like played that like that I kind of get experience now. So I'm sort of like jumping around from a lot of different PSN games.
Yeah, man. There's so many of them.
You been playing Shatter? Have you picked up Shatter?
Played a little bit of Shatter.
I know. I saw you. We talked about Dead Nation. You're a big Dead Nation guy now.
I like Dead Nation. I don't know why I've been holding back finishing the last 2 levels, but I gotta do that this week.
Is that like a twin stick shooter? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It really controls just like Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust.
No, I'm thinking of games to play over holiday next week.
It's pretty good.
Just thinking of some stuff.
Well, you should get Marvel Pinball on PSN.
Well, the guys who did Zen Pinball, right? So I mean, they know their way around a pinball table.
This is definitely like the coolest pinball game that I've ever played. I don't really like pinball games.
The only
but
pinball game I played was Alien Crush for TurboGrafx 16.
if you dig, like Marvel characters, like the Spider-Man and the Wolverine boards are awesome. And the reason why I want to encourage people to play is because I have a almost full friends list for PSN, but I will kick people off if you're going to play like Marvel Pinball, because like one of the cool things that they do is that like your score tallies in with all of your friends' scores on the pinball, so it's like kind of like an ultimate score. There's like there are trophies for like having the team score. There's 3 trophies per board,
okay.
And it's basically just like because they kind of have like these little boss characters in each of the boards, and so by like kind of like beating them, you get the different trophies. So they're not that easy, but they're not that hard. And then the team ones are really easy because you just have to get a bunch of people all playing the games, and you'll get those. So I don't think there's a platinum though.
Yeah, that's
the only
thing.
Deal. So but I want to say there's probably like 10 to 15 trophies. But they seem pretty easy. But yeah, it's really cool. The main things I'm looking for are like honestly, I play Need for Speed a little bit on PS3, and I have like no friends playing that. So if you play Need for Speed or you play Marvel Pinball, hit me up with a message, and I may drop somebody else. Sorry if I drop you. It's nothing personal. This is business.
Do you want to be PSN Hit of the Week?
Well, I'm full. I'm already full though.
But they can send you PSN messages saying, "Hey Hilary, I play Marvel Pinball."
Maybe I should be.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It's Noob in the Tube. Noob spelled with zeros, correct?
Yes.
So Noob in the Tube, all one word.
In the 2 or in the tube?
In the tube, like on
T-U-B.
like TV,
Okay. Make sure.
Or
We're clear.
or in the Transbay Tube.
Yeah.
PSN Hit confirmed. Yes. So let's start the show officially with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. No, you tried it?
Something happened.
Couldn't go that high.
Do you get jealous when other people start reading news stories?
No, so I know I probably wrote all the news stories
Yeah,
on there.
you pretty much did. I think.
But what I don't know if you've been listening lately. What happens is Colin writes out the news for me
And then
to
there's
read.
like a funny thing in there, right?
No, that's Clements. Colin just spins the news. He
Oh, yeah.
spins it however he wants to put his own Colin Moriarty spin on it. Let's see what we got here. Number 1 on the Colin Moriarty Roper Report. In what can only be described as the worst investment of all time, a private investment firm in New York has purchased harmonics from Viacom for an undisclosed amount.
Yeah, that happened this morning. I guess they're going independent. I think if you like video games, this is a good move because
I think I do.
we'll see some interesting things from that studio now, rather than having to keep pumping out Rock Band.
Are
stuff.
there people who listen to Beyond who don't like video games?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a there's
Someone
some
out
girlfriend,
there.
some girlfriend somewhere.
I mean,
in a
if you-
van listening right now.
I mean, if
being driven
all
off
you
the
want to do
river.
is argue over Rock Band, Guitar Hero crap, no, then you don't care about this. But if you like, good
So are
games-
you saying Rock Band's dead? They're not going to do any more Rock Band?
I don't think. Okay, so let's say they want to do Rock Band 4. What publisher would want to pick that up? I can't think of any of them.
if you just pumped out the game and no equipment, maybe.
Well, it doesn't seem like a very good investment to me.
I think harmonics has the kiss of death. I got to be honest. Just because that's why I said it's like it's an awful investment. I can't believe they found someone to buy the company. They must have something up their sleeve,
Well,
or
I
like
mean,
something like we're like this is what we're working on. This is going to be awesome.
Dance Central sold probably at 500,000 copies by now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
More than that.
Okay, well, I
MPD
mean, at
had
least
said it
that.
sold like over 600,000 already.
No, it
so
was 300,000 in its first month.
I don't think that's right.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're wrong.
When Jim says
whatever,
it's pretty
MPD's
sure.
dead to me. So
NPD is dead.
What
Why
did,
is
what,
NPD
what did
dumb
it do
dead
to
you?
offend you?
NPD, of course, if you don't know, Beyond listeners are the people who put out the numbers every month as to how games is sold retail.
Yeah, and it's what is it like National Pussy Database or something like that? What is it
I
called?
don't even know what it
Swish.
stands for actually. NPD. I don't know.
Something polling data probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
national polling data. There
I don't think I've ever actually looked.
I think NPD does things for outside of video games, so it actually might be national.
Oh,
Polling data.
they do tons of
So it's
beyond
probably national
entertainment,
polling
right?
data.
Yeah. But I think we'll see. Some cool downloadable music games from them. I could see that.
Yeah, they need to do something different. That's why I'm saying like Viacom was really smart getting rid of them.
Yeah,
So
I think. I mean,
I-
they could even they could have Activision, publish a game by them. Who knows? So
That'd be crazy.
that'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. Jeez. All right, up next, Activision is suing EA over breaches of contract with Jason West and Vince Zampella of
It's
Infinity Ward.
Zampella.
Zampella of Infinity Ward. The suit claims, amongst other things, that the EA COO, John Shepard, arranged meetings with John Riccatello,
He's a nice guy.
EA CEO, while still with Activision. Pretty fascinating stuff, actually. Read more on IGN.
Yeah, it is. It's totally interesting. What was interesting to me about it was that it actually sounds like Activision actually has a case, if any of this stuff's true.
Yeah, it's so. Let's try to bring it all together here. If you remember back in March or May, Activision was countersued Jason West and Vince Zampella.
Or can I ask the real question that people
Sure.
want to know? Why do you have such a crush on Jason West?
Well, I don't have a crush on him.
Talk about him a little bit.
I don't know. I got to meet him at QuakeCon. He's a very nice guy. He's a down to earth gamer. He plays video games just like everybody else does. So
That's not how you described him to me yesterday. Yesterday you were saying, oh, the amazing thing about Jason West is like you would think like he'd be like all high and mighty, but he's just like me. He's just a regular guy.
I just say
Like,
he's just
you
a
could
regular guy. He
He's
makes-
like I would want to hang
We
out and
talk-
eat hamburgers with
No,
him
I
all
didn't say
day.
I did tell him. I did tell him.
You sounded smitten to me.
No, I did tell him to check out Deadly Premonition though, and he did put it in his iPhone. So who knows if he
Oh
actually
my
checked that
God,
out.
why did you do that?
Why have you not
You're
followed
never
up
gonna get
yet? Follow
exclusive
up.
ever again from.
But anyway, back to the suit here. So originally, Jason West and Vince Zampella sued Activision for not having them pay bonuses for Modern Warfare 2. Activision countersued, saying they breached their contract, claiming that they were speaking to third parties while under contract. And then now Activision is throwing EA into that lawsuit, or wants to throw them into that.
Yeah, it
lawsuit.
looks like. I mean, that's what's so fascinating because I was even reading the comments and everyone's really quick to be like, Activision sucks and blah blah blah. And obviously, Activision doesn't really care what anyone thinks about it because they just do things that
Right.
are really bad. For their
Wow.
image. Well, for their image, like they don't care that no one likes the CEO. They don't care that like they're suing and look like this giant megalith that just makes games that just sell mass quantities but don't have any quality. I mean, that's kind of the perception of them. But when I was reading this stuff, like they actually have a case. And
Yeah,
it actually seems like EA is in the
They
wrong.
were throwing Jason West and Vince Zampella under the bus, pretty much saying that they're trying to bring down other like Treyarch when Treyarch was putting out trailers for World at War DLC, that they were releasing Modern Warfare 2 trailers at the same time to lower that hype. So
Oh, well, that's true.
yeah, And like there's no Activision logo on the box of Modern Warfare 2 on the front anyway. So there's just lots of little things they point out.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff. I'm looking forward
well,
to
I mean,
seeing
it's always that's just their side. We'll see if EA counters.
Selling my EA stock, buying some Activision stock. That's how I call it, everybody.
I kind of feel bad for Activision in a way, just because people do have this like really negative view of them in the hardcore community or whatever.
They kind
Have
of
they earned that though?
They have, but at the same time, like say the four of us were on the board there. Wouldn't we be like, you got to make another Call of Duty game next year, so I can have another $1 million in my bank account? Like you totally understand where they're coming from a business.
Another $1 billion.
So I mean, this is what I'd say, right? So you make a game that every year makes over $1 billion, which the most recent Call of Duty just made over $1 billion. You have to make one every year.
Yeah.
You'd be a fool not to, but.
And that means there's an audience for it too.
Right,
You can't
and
worry about kids on the message boards.
There are people who want it, but I would say, part of the whole point of like having a staple like that that's successful is that it should allow you to take a whole bunch of risks. Like honestly, what else do they need to? They have that. Don't forget, they have World of Warcraft because they're merged with Blizzard, right? Those are the only two games they need. They're just gonna make them all the money they need every year. So why do they have to put out all this other garbage? Why do they have to put out Tony Hawk Shred? Like, why can't they take real risks and like invest in like
Tony Hawk Shred's a risk. That board's full of technology.
Yeah, it's true. But like, why aren't they investing in like small developers and like having them like kind of push the boundaries of game? Like they could be putting out like these really out there kind of games that push what gaming does because they have like a couple of games that they know are always going to bring home the bacon. But instead, they just try to like find more Call of Duties, more games that they can just sort of like regurgitate.
No,
out.
you're right.
But in a way, they're us, right? In the negativitron world, right? Like everything you said about Activision there in the beginning, except the billions of dollars things, people would say about IGN, right? They were this giant corporate.
So in the
deal,
negative
blah,
world,
blah,
do we all have goatees?
Yes.
Or did they have
Yeah.
goatees? Okay.
No. Well, if in this scenario,
Okay.
them being the negative world us, they would have goatees and be us. But we're them because what I'm saying is like we could just do top 10 articles every day, which we used to do back in the day. But now we try to do different stuff and have comedy.
Oh, you're burning that bridge now.
What? Oh. Okay. Yeah. Beyond.
All I'm saying to wrap that up or whatever is that I understand from a business standpoint where they're coming from or whatever, and obviously like no one hates prototype and shit more than I do, but. So like
that game sold really well.
I know a game sucks too, which is bizarre. And Call of Duty obviously is not really not a great shooter compared to something like people really love like Bad Company. But like they make their money with they don't have hardcore sensibilities anymore. So I understand why people in the hardcore hate them. But when you really kind of put it into perspective, they're selling. What do they sell? 5.6 million copies of Call of Duty in a day.
Yeah,
I'd say the one
insane.
thing to be thankful for is like. I think they learned from destroying Guitar Hero. Like, because you think about it, if a Call of Duty game makes $1 billion in the span of a month and a half, I would make 5 Call of Duty. I think the impulse would be like, we should be putting out multiple Call of Duty games every year. But at the very least, they only put out one a year.
Right.
Like, that's, like, you'd be thankful of that. Like, at least they're restraining themselves and not just, like, flooding the market.
in
with
game dev stories, I'm putting out sequel after sequel after sequel. I want all that money. Like, you know what I mean? And people are buying them. That's the most important thing.
Yep.
It's like you got these small fractions who hate Walmart, but Walmart does pretty well. People go to Walmart.
I have a great story about Walmart, by the way.
Hit me with it. It's
So,
a conversational podcast. If you're one of these kids who writes in every other week and says, stop saying conversational podcast, go to hell. Listen to a different show. I don't care.
So my dad lives in Austin, Texas. He lives in a little small section.
Here's a nice area.
A suburb of Austin.
I've been there. That's where SOE is.
And he...
Does your dad work for SOE?
No, he does not.
Okay.
He is retired. But they wanted to put a Walmart near his house. He was very offended. So he led this whole neighborhood campaign against Walmart. And I'd come to visit, and he was like, "Oh, help me make these signs so we can pick at Walmart next week."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Cool." He pulls out all of his supplies. Not kidding you, out of a Walmart bag.
Nice.
And I go, "Wait, where did you buy all of this art supplies?" He's like, "Oh, I had to drive I had to drive 50 minutes to get to the nearest Walmart so I could buy all these supplies so I could pick at the Walmart opening near my house."
Awesome.
Love that.
The Walmart hate doesn't make any sense to me. Who doesn't want to? I love Walmart. I think it's awesome. It's cheap. It's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we speak with our wallets. Like consumers, you speak with your wallet more than anything else, right? Like if you don't like Call of Duty, don't buy Call. There's a lot of people who complain about Call of Duty who also spent $60 to buy Call of Duty.
Totally.
If you don't like something, don't buy it. Like, hey, that's what killed the Guitar Hero franchise, right? People stopped buying it and they were like, oh, we screwed up.
That's what killed the G.I. Joe sequel movie that they were going to do that they can't do anymore because that movie Hilary and I saw scarred us for life, and
It was
we
pretty
warned
terrible.
as many people as possible not to see it.
Colin.
Yeah.
Up next here, and by the way, this
you realize
Roper
you
report-
didn't really finish your thought,
No,
so
pack
you
this
made
up.
it sound like IGN's just evil.
no, but I'm saying like we know
We
I'm
are.
Saying,
We are. Moving on.
we're pretty evil, but I'm
Yeah.
saying we take risks. You were talking about risks.
Yeah.
Like we could just do top 10s every.
But sometimes we make fart jokes.
day. We do exactly. That's what I'm
You
saying.
should
We do
pre-order
that.
pre-order
We're
the
allowed
next
to do
Call of Duty game
podcasts.
at GameStop. You should do that.
There you go. Yeah. See, we're evil. We partner with GameStop.
So I'm going to buy the next. Like I'll say it right now, I'm part of the problem. I'm going to buy the next Call of Duty game, and I like Black Ops, so I don't know. Part of it is I don't get why people are
I hear
so
the
upset that
online's great
somebody's
right now.
successful. Like, I mean, I don't get it. It's like the game's fun, and I'm sorry that it sold really, really, really well. It's not like the greatest game of all time, but I
It's
don't know
because
why.
the kids who are super hardcore and are invested in message boards, they're the ones who want to have this small independent stuff. You know, what I mean? They want to see a gaming go to somewhere different and do something.
But it has to have both. I mean,
I agree.
like you have. Like, it's just like the movie business. Like you have to have summer blockbusters to like support like the Academy Award nominated films that make like $5 million. You know,
Mhm.
like, but you just need more big companies making those kind
No,
of.
I feel the
games.
same way about Transformers that people feel about Call of Duty. Like, piece of shit movie.
don't see it.
Exactly. I haven't seen it. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but like, it still makes I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars. at the
Totally.
box office.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
why
ridiculous.
is it awful movie?
EA, by the way, like actually tried to do what everybody wanted Activision to be, and it completely blew up in their face. Like, remember a couple years ago in Dead Space, they put out Dead Space, they put out Mirror's Edge, and it's like they tried to actually come out with these cool, like inventive, like innovative games, and they didn't sell that great, and they
Yeah.
had like a bad year. Like, so there's got to be a balance. You got to
Yeah.
have both.
There's
I
a
agree.
risk reward.
These kids want hardcore shooters by Singularity and show Raven that you love them.
God,
Ah,
Colin,
shit.
come on, man. Speaking of games, Colin,
I kind of actually
really
I
loves
want to play that over holiday. Actually,
Castlevania Lords of Shadow is set to get 2 pieces of DLC. The first pack, Reverie,
Mhm.
is launches in February 2011. Resurrection launches 2 months later, April 2011.
Yeah, man.
Have people turning around finally on that Castlevania review?
no, they're still posting in the comments.
In the
that-
comments for this article,
Yeah.
they were very upset about it.
I want to play that over break too. I got lots of games.
Castlevania-
Colin, you did the guide for Castlevania, right?
Yeah, I
He
love the
loves
game.
it. Yeah, he loves Castlevania.
But I also defended Damon's review because he said the game's good. So I don't understand what everyone's problem is.
By the way, I want to interrupt the rep report one more time because this is what I do in podcasts.
Conversational podcast. You don't have to even apologize. Just go.
We've kind of kept Colin in check, but I think Colin, that we're only 2 weeks away now. I think you can make your big announcement
Oh,
to listeners.
Wow.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's time. All right, so, a little drum roll.
Be careful. Be careful. If you pound on the table too hard, it will stop the
Yeah,
podcast. I'm watching. It didn't happen.
yeah, Clements would freak out if we were
you're,
making
you're
our
going to
goals.
Activision, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to Activision. I'm making the new Call of Duty game. Call of Duty 17. In first week in January, I'm moving off of IGN guides and into the editorial pool, as we call it here, and I will be
Yay.
writing reviews and features and editorials, just like Hilary here and Greg.
Well, Hilary doesn't do that anymore.
Well, he did. Thank you.
Are you
Thank
going to move next to me?
I think I still do.
No, I think Mark wants that desk for the new guy because it's going to bring him closer to Sam and him.
Okay.
So where are you going? Nowhere?
I guess not.
No,
That's dumb. I don't
I
want you
think
over
you
there.
should move to the Nate's desk.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We
All right,
get
so I'll
to-
move to the
we-
next.
So we get to
Get
sit next to
closer.
each other and play or talk about 311 all day.
But when I turn around, that friggin' huge wooden beam is right in front of you. So
But it's good because remember, Nate didn't even come into work most of the time. Nobody knew that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I think
That's
Nate
I
might be
would
there, might not be.
sterilize or sterilize that carpet though because he was walking around.
all right,
without his-
Nate's one of my best friends. I miss him very much, and I've only seen him once since he left, and I'm very sad about that. But
Well,
really
he
sorry
he
you got
must
such
have said
terrible
because I
taste.
see him responding to everybody from IGN's tweets all the
yeah, he
time.
tweeted at me today. Yeah, he tweeted at me today because I was like, the Jets are 10-0 when they score a touchdown. And he tweeted me like 2 minutes later. It's
He
like,
doesn't,
what
he
are you
doesn't tweet
doing?
at me. So
Hey, Colin.
whatever.
Yes.
Sam Tunley writes in with a question.
Okay.
He says he was just wondering whether or not IGN will be doing a separate review for the PS3 version of Mass Effect 2.
Yes, and I'll be doing it.
Oh, look
Look
at
at
that.
this. This is like your kind of like your first official.
I hear
witness.
Yep.
I hear the install time's pretty awful on that game. So
What is it? What
Really?
does awful mean?
it's like an hour.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how long it is, but it's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
long.
It'll be worth it if the game looks that much better, like they're saying, and if it runs better, and if I'm in elevators for sure, or if I get
It's on
shorter
one
load
disc though.
screens.
It's on one disc.
One disc. That's
Yeah,
what I
with
like to
all
hear.
the DLC.
with all the DLC, the definitive
Most of
version.
the DLC. Most of the DLC.
What's not?
I
There?
think some of the stuff you still have to get off the Cerberus network. Like
Oh yeah, but that's still. Okay.
but it's free.
You're not
Yeah, it's
missing
still-
out
it's
on
still
anything.
free, though,
You're not
right.
missing out
No,
on
no, no.
anything. Yeah, okay. Not like
Pretty
one of these
exciting.
Fallout
I can't
things.
wait. I hope we get it soon. I can't
There's
wait.
some good DLC for that too.
Yeah,
so.
Lair of the Shadow Broker is really good.
I
Right?
need to play that or the I think that's what it is.
Mass Effect 2.
No, the Lair of the Shadow Broker.
Oh, okay.
I need to play
There's
that
also
too.
an awesome one where you go to where the Normandy crashed. Spoilers, and you pick up dog tags.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that one was great.
That
Thank
one's-
you. I'm waiting for you to fight me. I remember how much you hated it and how I had to
They're so
defend it the whole
dumb.
time.
I was like, man, they should have to pay me to play this.
Wait, while we're on the Mass Effect.
So download that one first.
Well, that one's free. I think if you buy it new.
Yeah, it was free.
Pretty sure.
Screw it. All right.
I mean,
up next-
I'm assuming the Cerberus network is still the EA thing where it's like it's a code that comes when you buy the game new. So if you buy the game used, you're gonna miss out on the free DLC.
Can't you buy it though off the thing then, or no?
Yeah, I think you can pay $10.
It's
right,
just like online pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a different way to make sure that you're not buying used games and taking all Bioware's money because they are hurting.
But you should pre-order at GameStop though.
Don't do that. Stop doing that. It's not even funny. Hilary, give your soapbox about this.
No. Let's move on.
No. Hilary, soapbox. Up now. You haven't done it on Beyond. A lot of kids haven't heard.
Jim, you're stupid.
No, that's not the right soapbox.
Oh wait.
GameSpot, IGN.
Oh, GameStop? I think you said GameSpot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Games-
GameSpot and IGN are still not affiliated.
We're still not, as you can tell by reading the two different types of content on the two sites. We're not affiliated with GameSpot. GameStop and IGN. So people have wondered, like, what does this mean?
What if they are just a podcast listener? They don't even
What's
know?
a GameStop?
So, like 2 weeks ago, or whatever, it was announced that we had a partnership going with GameStop, which is biggest online games retailer out there in America. America. And people were like, "Oh, does this mean that it's going to influence editorial in any way?" It's not going to affect us in any way whatsoever. GameStop has no say in what we write, what we do, like our opinions about games, any of that stuff. Like, we're not writing content for GameStop or anything like that. All it is that they can promote some of our content on their site. Like, honestly, if you've been using GameStop at all, you've probably seen in the past, like if you go to one of their product pages, like it has like other news articles from GameStop. Like, it'll be like that. It's just like kind of like stuff that's pulled in there to let you know more about a game. But that's stuff that's already written on our site. And it's basically like, really, it's like a sales thing. Like, it's like basically like our sales. They don't have ads on GameStop right now. Our salespeople are now allowed to sell ads for GameStop. So it's like, I mean, it has nothing to do with this. Like, we, like, Greg, you could attest that we have no connection with sales here in editorial. So like, we really don't know anything else.
If you didn't go to journalism school like me, like the big thing they always stress, right, is a wall between editorial and advertising, so that you never know what's happening. That's the same thing at IGN. Honestly, I don't know any of the salespeople. Like like in our office, we're so separated that I could never walk over and be like, "Hey, Tamara, how's Tamari?" And what were the two twins? Remember that? Sister?
Tia and Tamara?
Tia and Tamara. That's what I was looking for. Anyways, that was a great show.
I didn't know they went into sales.
I think they did. Anyways, we don't know anything that's going on over there. We never know what ad is about to pop up. So when people say, we're biased because there's a Naughty Bear ad, and I gave Naughty Bear a 2.5 the same day, they're not connected.
Yeah,
no one knows what I'm going to score it, and nobody knows what ad's going to go up. So.
Wait, you're biased in that you're like, this ad's coming out.
This ad surely
game.
wasn't big enough. I want it to be very obtrusive and break into the top story.
My favorite is still that one day when we had posted that thing about how AT&T was voted as having like the worst like cellular cell phone network in the country, and that was the same. Like the minute that it ran, there was like this giant ad on the site for AT&T, and I was like, that's pretty funny. That's all coincidence. I can assure you, I really doubt AT&T was like, we got to get an ad up there right now. Convince people otherwise.
Do something. All right, Portal 2 is a final release date. April 21st, 2011.
Ooh, I'll be playing that.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you will.
It's got Steam something or other in it.
Steamworks are in there.
What does that do, Greg?
It's gonna, push the updates to the PS3 or something. I don't know. They've been very kind of quiet about what all that means, but it's cool, I guess.
You should email Doug Lombardi and see what he says.
Yeah. Last time I emailed Doug Lombardi, it cost me a steak dinner. So I don't think I'll be doing
that
it
tasted
anytime
real
soon.
good.
All right. Up next, Call of Duty. We were talking about this. Call of Duty surpassed the $1 billion sales mark.
Mm-hmm.
Only the film Avatar has reached the $1 billion mark as quickly. Parentheses, no game has. Some interesting stats from Colin. Over 600 million hours of Black Ops have been logged since the launch. Microsoft reports that on the 360, the average Black Ops players logs in more than once a day to play. Black Ops sold 5.6 million copies in North America and Europe in its first 24 hours on sale. So that's a popular game.
It's pretty ridiculous.
However, there's a game coming, I'm pretty sure it's going to break those sales numbers. It's called DC Universe Online, and it has a release date. And it's closer than you think, according to Colin. Look for it, January 14th.
I did not write that news story.
I wrote that one.
I know.
At midnight. I had to stop playing Dead Space to go write that. I was kind of grumpy about it.
I can't believe the game's... I mean, I haven't played it, but just reading things online, it seems like they have a lot of work to do in between now and
Oh,
January.
really, Colin? You haven't played it, but you're going to sell it under the bus that fast?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's. I read things on the PlayStation blog and stuff. People were really surprised when that date was announced.
Do you read things from Seth, a.k.a. Bub Rub 17 on the PSN? He says, "Hi guys, love the podcast. Had a quick question for Greg and Hill with their thoughts on DC Universe Online. Now that it has a release date, do you think they'll truly be ready by then? I have a blast playing it in the beta, but there are definitely some major bugs still going on as of December 20th. Sound cutting out, costume changes not actually taking effect, game freezing. Having all said that, I'm still having fun, but I'm just wondering. Hill, you've been playing the beta. I've been playing the beta.
Yes.
Does the release date surprise you?
Yes.
Does it scare you?
I would say it surprises me in that like most MMO betas are like 6 months before the game comes out.
Yeah.
So I think to have the beta go public and it's like, oh, and like 2 months later or 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
very weird that it was so late to the PS3. For the PC, it had been running since November, I want to say. I'd been in it for a long time.
because it almost seems like the betas, it's long enough for them to go, man, there's a whole lot of problems, but not enough time for them to fix them until after it comes out. So
Yeah, they'll patch it, bro.
It was interesting, like, before they switched, they keep doing updates. There's another giant update up that I haven't gotten. But when I was in it before it got public, and I really liked, like, the style of how the screen was, and then they switched to the public, and then it had more PC feel to it. The text was really small. They admitted they knew that, and I think they might have changed it this time, so.
I don't know. MMOs are really never done being in development.
True.
So
Yeah, they're on. I'm sure they're going to be on it. I mean,
if you get in early, I would expect problems.
My theory on it, although it's out of left field, is that because I know what happened with Final Fantasy 14, is that they'll waive the price for a few months when the game comes out.
no way.
If it's broken, they're going to.
I mean, after the fact?
no, I would say if it's in trouble, they will. I mean, that's right.
Yeah,
it's
totally
like,
right.
It's like when MMOs start like not making any money, then they start, oh, well, we'll do free to play. We'll give people free months.
Yeah,
So
what's
it's
the?
like-
What do you have to pay monthly for that or something?
When you buy it new, you get 30 days free. So you get your
Okay.
first month free, and then it's $15 a month.
Yeah, I think free to play is the future.
I do too.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's why I always said about PSN.
But we're in the present.
I-
We're not-
I'm
we're
talking
not
about
in the future.
MMO specifically. That unless you're World of Warcraft, you can't do monthly fee for MMO.
I don't think. I mean, I think it's people have expectations for free. I think Xbox Live is a really good example of something that won't cost money forever. Maybe next time around.
I think it's only going to go up.
I think they'll do something like PlayStation Plus. Well, they'll have like an option.
I gotta say, if they're confident in raising the price $10 and not adding any value to it, they must be doing pretty well. Like if you were worried that you didn't have enough subscribers, you'd be like, oh, maybe we have to cut the price. Like if you can raise the price $10, that's usually
They make $1 billion a
It's
year
like
on
it's
that.
like oil, Colin. Right? The minute if they were losing money, gas would get a whole lot cheaper. But every time they raise the price, people are like, this sucks that gas costs so much, but I'm going to keep paying for it.
Yeah, I need to pay it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Gas companies not suddenly gonna be like, man, we should do the right thing and just like cut prices in half.
Plus, they're making it harder for you to cancel your gold because you have to call, physically talk to someone to have them.
Yeah,
cancel
that
your
stuff's
account.
illegal.
You can't
They-
even I
they
can't
used
even
to-
just uncheck it
They
from
used to
my
do that.
account.
I before I worked at IGN, I worked at Netflix when it was a startup. That stuff's bullshit. Like that's what we did. Like people would email and say, I want to cancel my account. Don't charge my credit card, and you'd write back and like it'd be like, you have to call in to do this. I'm like, man, first of all, you tell any person that you don't want your credit card charged and they charge it. Like I don't care what their process is. If you tell somebody you can't charge my credit card, you fight that. Like that's when you win. Nobody can charge your card if you don't want them to. But that's crap. Like to me, that's like total
calling and complaining does work because my cable bill I had a 1 year deal for my cable bill where I paid like $25 a month, and then it went up to like 60 after that year was up, and I was like, this is way too expensive. And then I called and complained. I was just like, I mean, you guys have any deals or something I can do something with? And they said, oh, we'll lower it to 45 for you. So I
There
pay
you
45
go.
now.
Okay.
So it does work.
They want to keep you.
Yeah, I know. So, but Microsoft's not keeping me. I'm out. I'm bailing out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know people think I'm crazy when I say that, but the PlayStation Network model is the model that's going to be, I think, prevalent in 10 years with everything.
It'll be completely different in 10 years.
Well,
10
I think
years,
there's
you won't even know what's happening.
Well, I think there's gonna be cloud computing and stuff with a lot of games. I think that shit's all gonna be free, and then you're
PSP
gonna
Watch.
and then you're gonna pay for games and updates and stuff like that. You're not gonna pay for basic services. Like the fact that people on Xbox pay to play games online, like the fact that you can't play Rogue Warrior online because you don't have a gold account is ridiculous.
I know.
Jim was all worried about moving the mic around so he wouldn't breathe into it. He just put a Snapple cap in his mouth, blew all the air out to the sides directly into the mic.
Greg, real fact, or
From Snapple.
vultures can fly for 6 hours without flapping their wings. Pretty
Well,
sure.
it's just gliding. Isn't
Pretty
it?
sure that's false.
No, it's not because I saw something about about birds.
I've counted it.
No, like there was like something.
I watched them do it.
There's like something like
Oh
the
yeah,
life of
vultures can. They do circle and they do.
Yeah, there's like Life of Birds or something in some really nerdy documentary I watched, and like they talked about how birds like can find like I guess
Airstreams?
like that they go in circles and like go like down and then like get lifted back up and find like that lift and can keep doing it. That's
Speaking
what
of
vultures do.
animal documentaries, today we discovered an amazing one from
It looks
Japan.
like Metal Gear Solid 4.
It's called, and this is not a joke, Cat Shit One. and it's an animated.
Spell it. Is it spelled like it sounds?
Yes, it's
Okay.
spelled exactly like it's a cat shit one. It's in Japanese, so there's subtitles, but it's a really good looking CG TV series from Japan that has furry animals, but they're in like a real war. So it's basically like Call of Duty, but with furry animals. Like there are headshots, and it's like insane. So
Yeah,
cool.
it's really
cool.
awesome. I like that.
I was quite.
I
amazed
haven't
by
watched
it.
it all the way through yet, but from what I've seen, it looked good.
So to summarize,
Mhm.
I'm not too worried about DC Universe Online.
Mm.
I think
I am.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I even the bugs I run into, if they just ironed out the crashes, and they did once I downloaded the big patch, I didn't crash nearly as much.
Yeah, I've had a lot of issues. So I played as a speedster. My favorite DC hero is the Flash. So I was like, oh, I'll be a speedster. The speedster definitely has like movement power has some issues. So they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like I feel like in like 4 months maybe like it'll be like solid. But
Who's gonna stick around?
who's gonna
That's
stick
the
around? Like,
scary
will
part.
it be? Will they do it if like people just start bailing? So, because you give them a month free to decide whether or not they want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. It like reminds me a lot of like the X-Men Legends type of games. It's like really simple combat, but it's fun to sort of develop your own character. And it was cool to even a world that's pretty small with a few number of people, like seeing the variations in how people looked and stuff like that, and the really dumb names that they have. My favorite is Superboy with BOI.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. But I think it's enjoyable. It's really for people who've never played MMOs before. It's not
Or
for
people who just like action RPGs, don't you think?
Yeah,
if you were
yeah.
coming in with that, I think if they
It
pitched
doesn't
it more
feel
as
like an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get to, once your level cap is 30, which is
Yeah.
low to be attainable, they say, that's when you're supposed to really, the MMO part of it kicks in where you're going on quests and raids and alerts or whatever they call them.
It seems fun. Like if you love DC comics, like I think there's a
Totally.
lot of cool stuff. Like when you run it like Ambush Bug and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like I don't know,
Fighting with Catwoman, getting to see like the Scarecrow.
going to the
cutscene
Watchtower and
afterwards.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty fun. But I gotta say, like in the beta, when I go to like the first mission and there's maybe like 30 people out there, which is kind of insane already. Like it's kind of chaotic, all these powers going around, and you're trying to defeat Gorilla Grodd's like army. Like that's like in a small setting. So once it goes open to everybody and people start playing, like is there gonna be 100 people on the beach? Because with 30 people, it had a lot of issues running.
Well,
Solidly.
the other thing too is right now on PS3 they just had the 2 servers running. Right
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
true,
PvE
too.
or PvP. Once they get a bunch of different ones, it should be easier to get in and not have it
Hmm.
crazy. This is all
Yeah.
nerdy talk.
It-
Colin,
it-
you didn't
as
put on
promised.
here. You didn't put it on here. Trophy list released for DC Universe.
Yeah, I
as
saw
well.
that, but I didn't.
Did you look at it?
Yeah, I did.
Look at it. All silvers and golds,
Yeah.
buddy.
Silver
Can't
and
wait.
gold.
If you think you're gonna like DC Universe like I do, I suggest you take that Thursday and Friday off like Greg Miller's going to, and just sit there and play and try to get them all right away.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
See, I would have planned to do that, but then I probably would just masturbate the entire time by accident.
Hilary,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm so, well,
This is
what
the Christmas episode of Podcast Beyond. Someone's
what
listening to this right now, decorating the tree with their family, and now they gotta explain to their 4-year-old what masturbating all day is. Oh,
4-year-olds know by now.
oh, do they? Is that-
Yeah.
That's,
I don't think
Yeah,
they do.
They teach that in Pokemon.
all right. Switching topics. Let's get through some fast stuff here.
Okay.
Splinter Cell Trilogy is coming exclusive to the PS3 in 2011. It includes the
I
original
wouldn't applaud
Splinter
it yet.
Cell,
I wouldn't applaud it yet.
the original Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, and Chaos Theory.
We'll see what if they bring the Xbox versions over or the PS2 versions
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
PS2 versions are
They're
trouble.
not going to bring over the PS2 version.
I want Konami to release Metal Gear Trilogy. I want Metal Gear 1, 2, and 3 on PS.
Well, real quick before we get to that,
I want that.
Ustad Kari wrote in and said, with the announcement of Splinter Cell Trilogy, do you think there's a chance we'll get Conviction? Conviction, of course, the PS, the
know.
360
Oh, I think
version
so.
that
I
just
think
came out.
eventually, yeah.
One day, hopefully.
Was that a
Yeah.
year exclusive? You think maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I think so.
I don't know what that deal was.
Jim, you said you want
I
the
don't know why
Metal
they
Gear one?
wouldn't.
I want Metal Gear 1, 2, and 3 on PS3.
Metal
So
Gear
does,
Solid.
so does Tony.
Yeah.
He says, do you think that'll come out in the first half of 2011?
I think before Horizon comes out, they'll do a thing like
Yeah.
that. I think a lot of publishers are looking at how well God of War collection sold. Team Eco's going to sell very well. So I think they kind of use these collectors as sort of promotional items to
Totally.
promote their big games coming out.
Yeah, and I think the Splinter Cell one is actually kind of foreshadowing that Conviction is.
I mean, there's going to be a Mortal Kombat collection announced at some point before the new MK comes out, I think.
I think so.
Or at the very least, that the next Splinter Cell will be
Both.
you
Yeah.
know, like PS3 and 360.
Ubisoft can't do another exclusive.
So I
Splinter
mean,
Cell game.
I'd also say too, like if you get the HD trilogy, so first Splinter Cell was cool for the time. Chaos Theory is really really good. And you
Pandora
skip
Tomorrow.
the middle one.
Yeah, yeah.
Pandora Tomorrow. The only thing that was good was the multiplayer.
Yep.
Actually, it would be kind of fun to see how the multiplayer holds up now.
But it does not. What?
Yeah.
More trilogy news. Tomb Raider's getting a trilogy. This is going to be coming to the PS3 in March and include Tomb Raider Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld.
I liked Anniversary a lot.
I would have
Wait,
preferred 1, 2,
Anniversary-
and 3, man.
Legend is like the newish one. Anniversary is the original one, like the one where they
And-
redid number 1.
So Legend was the kind of like the newish one, which was pretty good.
yeah.
And then
It's somewhere in the
Anniversary, they
pyramid.
redid the first one, and
Okay.
it had some problems. And then Underworld was a sequel to Legend, and I think it was just like,
Yeah,
nah,
didn't at the end, spoilers, I think, isn't like Lara's mom like a vampire or something?
Yeah, it's something
crazy
really-
bullshit at the end.
But,
But-
it doesn't have trophies though. So.
Let me ask this.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you brought this up. The new Game Informer has a cool picture of the new Tomb Raider game where it's like the origin story.
No, yeah.
And it's like her all dirty and bloody. What do you think of that? Does that excite you?
No.
No,
I mean,
not
I-
not a
no,
dirty
I know.
way.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's a pretty girl dirty. I'm excited about
I
that.
like girls in
that
mud.
way.
I like girls in
yeah,
mud.
yeah. But no, like the announcement of a new Tomb Raider announcement doesn't do anything for me until I see it moving.
I think from what I recall reading, stuff that's been dripped out of that is that it's going to be like open world.
Ripped out of
Dripped
that?
out. Information that's dripped out is it's going to be like an open world kind of style game.
like
So,
Just Cause. What?
Pass.
What's that
I
mean?
don't know.
Yeah.
Like Infamous?
Maybe.
Like the same reason the trilogy doesn't do it. I'm just over Tomb Raider. I'm over like.
I've been over Tomb Raider for a long time.
Yeah, right. Like I just don't want to.
10 plus years.
I thought Legend was fun. It had promise.
And I'm also the co-op one. Then not Last Guard.
Yeah.
The Legend.
Guardian of
The Guardian of Light.
Guardian of
Guardian of
Light.
Light. Yeah. That one I'm fine with. Don't get me wrong.
I
But
like
mean,
that one a lot.
traditional Tomb Raider. I'm just like.
I
not
wanted
really
them to announce that as a trilogy.
I wish the trilogy, like I said, was the PS1 games. You know, those are awesome.
But they would look terrible.
One and
Your
two.
eyes.
Tomb
they
Raider
would poke
2,
your
Tomb
eyes
Raider
out.
2 is so hard.
I think they're all pretty hard, but 3
I
is the best.
I had to use a guide to beat that game.
I got 3 for Christmas in like '98, and then I sold it to buy Tactics Ogre. So
Oh, good.
Oh
good
man,
move
good
there.
call.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
call.
Coming to PSP this next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
that's gonna be really good.
Jim, I got good news for you.
I'm sure I wrote it.
Probably. Atlas earlier reported.
Oh, yeah, I
Soul
wrote this.
servers were getting shut down in October 2011. Now they promised to keep the servers alive beyond that date.
Yeah, to October of 2011.
Oh, so it's March to October, right? Sorry, I
They originally said that we're going to try to keep them up as late as March 2011,
Oh,
but now
sorry,
they're
so that
saying
was
we're going to keep them up to at least
October.
October 2011.
that's
Would
good
that-
news.
Would that also be your game of the year 2011?
My game of the year 2011 and game of the year 2010 and 2009.
Closing out the Roper Report here on the last.
Yeah, you should all play
podcast
Demon's Souls.
This
beyond
might have been
of
the longest
2010.
Roper report ever, huh? This is pretty long.
Yeah, it's been 40 minutes. Well, you shave off 3 in the beginning, but yeah, okay. This is a Ryan Clements one. Dissidia Dukakam 012 Final Fantasy is coming out March 11th, 2011 in Japan. No American date has been set.
I'm glad Japan gets it next year. Not that I care. I'm not going to play that game anyway.
Yeah, even if it came to America right now, you wouldn't
No.
care. What are you playing right now?
I'm over Final Fantasy.
What old game are you playing right
Playing
now?
Oblivion right now.
There you go. All right. That's the Roper
Buying
Report.
some houses.
Colin,
Yeah.
if I wanted new games,
Oh god, I don't have it written down.
where could I go?
Let me see if I remember it.
All right.
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
There you go.
Do.
Wow, that's nerdy.
What came out this week?
It's a lot of games.
Wow. All
That's-
right, let's go right through
Really?
them here.
Wow. That's all on PSN, huh?
Yeah. So it's half of them are demos and DLC though. But there's still 22 games coming out this week. So
Pause. Crap. We forgot a news story.
what?
New Colin.
Yeah.
The tester is done on the PSN.
Oh,
The tester is over.
Yeah.
They've picked a new tester.
yes.
His name is Matt Gamer Brown.
Yep.
If everybody remembers last time the tester ended, Will Powers won.
Mhm.
Will Powers went on to now work at Sony PR. You could be this too if they ever do a tester 3, but right now it's Matt's time to shine.
Hey, Will Power. That guy friended me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, Will's
I like
awesome.
him.
He's a
I
big
like-
IGN fan.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
Yeah, now you
I
know.
was like, who's this Will Power? I don't know who Will Power.
You
is.
He's a nice
just-
guy.
You got rid of him? Yeah.
Day is from.
No, I didn't delete him. I was like, oh, who's that
Well,
guy?
a funny story. When Will Powers won the tester, we did an interview for GameScoop, and then we never aired the interview.
Oh.
But when Matt Gamer Brown won the tester, me and Colin did an interview, and it's playing right now. All right, Colin.
Yes.
As promised, we've now jumped out of the real podcast and
Yes,
into a self-contained interview
Oh, I like those.
with none other than Matt Gamer Brown, the winner of the tester. Matt, how are you?
I'm awesome. How could I not be?
Now, Matt, before we started recording here, you let me in that you knew who we were.
Yes.
You're aware of IGN.
Yes,
You're aware of Podcast Beyond.
correct.
How long have you been listening to Podcast Beyond?
I don't know. It's been off and on for probably like just a year. Ever since I really got into podcasts, but it's just a good, solid one that covers the bases on PlayStation. So I've enjoyed it.
Goddamn right,
Right
we do.
on.
Yeah. Matt, you've won the tester. It's up on the PlayStation. You're celebrating now. Are you prepared for how soul-crushing your job is about to become?
I think I was a contestant that always said, I know my eyes will probably bleed from playing so many video games, but I'm really excited about the in it provides me into the industry. So I think there's a lot that I can do with it, and I know I'm going to meet some awesome people, and I look forward to meeting the whole team. So I think it'll be a good experience.
For you, what is the end goal? I know Will Powers, another podcast Beyond Listener and Faithful. He won Tester last year, and he's already moved over to PR. Are you wanting to do something like that? Would you want to get into development one day?
Well, it's kind of, one of those things I keep an open mind about. I definitely love PR and marketing. I said so on the show, and that's kind of been a dream of mine. But, I would never discount wanting to get involved in the creative process itself because I like to think of myself as a creative person, and I love the idea of making games. So one day, if I could be a game director, dream come true, of course.
Yeah.
So we'll see what I can work my way to.
At what point did you think, I got this in the bag, the rest of these kids are jokes?
There was never a point I felt I had it in the bag. Even up to the very last moment, I was, nonstop saying the tester oath in my head, ripping pieces of paper to PlayStation symbols because I had to keep so much focus because I didn't want to take anything for granted. I'm not even kidding. I think, though, when Triple Threat went home, that was probably a defining moment for me when I really, because I thought she would be in the top 3 for sure. So I definitely felt at that point that I had a real shot at the top 3, at which point I knew it was anyone's game, depending on performance.
All right, so Matt, it's spread out over the PlayStation Network. It's, these 11 contestants over 8 episodes, so 8 weeks for, a viewer at home. How long were you actually, in the tester house?
It's an expedited production, of course, but the experience still feels completely, real, and every bit of the emotion is there, and it's an intensely long, long experience. You sit there in the house with these people, and you get to know them, and it's as intense as it looks. I'll tell you that much.
You have been coached, Matt. Someone got to you from Sony PR.
Matt, let's get down to the. Matt, I want to get down to the nitty gritty. What's your trophy level at right now?
I'm a 10 right now, so I do scream in the finale. I'm an 8, so I've improved 2 levels.
Okay,
that's respectable. That's respectable. Yeah.
And what I'm curious about now is that we know 2011 is the year of the PlayStation 3. We've been talking about that for a long time.
I'm excited.
So which games are you most excited to get your hands on next year?
I think it would be a disservice to any of my fans to not say Uncharted 3 because they know how much I love Nathan Drake, and they love to make fun of me for it.
There's nothing wrong with that. No one mock him for that.
No, of course not.
Oh, no. But I got to say, Little Big Planet 2, Killzone are probably my next 2 on that list, along with, I'm hoping The Last Guardian comes out. I just don't trust it to necessarily come out, but I'm hoping because Ico is definitely one of my favorite games, or Eco, however you want to pronounce it, and I look forward to the third one. Right on. I noticed a distinct lack of Resistance 3, but I'm gonna let that one go for now.
You're gonna let that one slide, Colin?
I'm excited for Resistance. I look forward to seeing what they bring. I enjoyed the second one, but the live action stuff, I feel like I haven't even gotten to see enough of the game. Whereas,
Thank you, Matt. Same page, me and Matt.
Yeah, well, clearly.
They show this trailer, and there's 2 seconds of a chimera jumping onto a boat with its wings flapping. Colin freaks out. Says it's the best looking game. It's going to be the best thing ever.
Well, I'm sure it will be awesome.
Oh, no, I have no doubt it'll be good. It's Insomniac. They know what they're doing. Matt, we're running out of time with you. You now have a $5,000 signing bonus. Are you going to just take that money and run and never actually go test games?
I talked a lot about, when I was winning, I thought maybe I could use the money to do some kind of gaming diversity work. But at this point, my bank account seems to have run really low. So I just kind of survived for a little while since I've been unemployed for a few months waiting for this job to start. But we'll see what I can do as time goes by. I'm excited.
Where are you based out of? Do you have to move to San Diego or Santa Monica?
No, I live in San Diego. I'm
nice.
really lucky. I was the one contestant who lived in San Diego, so I couldn't be more fortunate in that regard.
Now, I like to imagine, since you're in San Diego already, that Will Powers comes over all the time, and is he like your big brother now, and you guys just hang out and do stuff, and he shows you the ropes?
We actually haven't hung out that much yet. He's done a really good job of keeping a low profile on the contestants so as not to give away the winner.
Ah.
But hopefully I'll see a lot of them. I know I talked to a lot of the different contestants and people who were trying to get on the show on Twitter and such, so it's been fun.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, great.
cool.
Matt, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hopefully we see it online. Before we go, we need you to give me a big old beyond.
Beyond.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you.
I'll
Congrats.
tell you.
That was a great
Yeah,
interview.
that was a good interview.
That might have been the finest interview
He just
ever aired
owns
on
the
IGN.
mic when you
I
get
like when
him
you
on there.
asked him that question, he was like, yeah.
My hope is that you forget to insert the interview.
No, don't worry. That will never happen. Well, I did forget to change the tempo. So it's possible if we don't have enough time, yes, I will not edit it.
Or it'll be just one question. So it was like winning the tester. It was pretty. Thanks. That's all we have.
Colin,
Yeah.
give me the games. We
All
teased
right.
people long enough.
Okay. Retail games that are coming that you can download for $30 each. Mag and Borderlands. That's all. Those are new, so you
Okay.
can download this.
Mag,
directly.
Borderlands, yeah. That's my review.
Mag has a following.
Mag.
Mag got updated.
I would not buy Mag.
Mag got updated.
Stay away. Avoid.
10 Neo Geo games.
Burning a bridge.
10 Neo
Jeremy
Geo.
Dunham's going to fly down here and stomp on your
I know.
face.
That's fine.
He personally coded Mag 2.0 and he doesn't appreciate this. 10 Neo Geo games. They don't have trophies. Alpha Mission 2, Art of Fighting, Baseball Stars Professional, which I really wanted to play, but it doesn't have trophies. Fatal Fury, League Bowling, Magician Lord, Metal Slug, Samurai Showdown, Super Sidekicks, The King of
Can
Fighters
I say,
94.
I saw this on PSN and I was really excited because I actually used to have a Neo Geo Pocket, so I've played most of these games. $15. That is
Yeah.
a fucking ripoff. These should be $5.
Wait, I thought
each.
they were.
I think aren't they
Eight.
10 and then 7 if you're a PlayStation Plus?
I thought there was 15. I'm
You could
pretty
be
sure
right.
I went to look at Baseball Stars and it said 15, and I'm like, no.
You could be right. I mean, the thing about PlayStation Network, well, we were talking about this, I think, actually,
Yeah.
not too long ago, is that games get discounted very quickly.
Yeah.
So just bide your time if you don't want to
Yeah,
spend them.
don't
Also-
pay $15 for an old Neo Geo game.
We should point out you're combining the blog neck in with the.
Oh, right. So, yeah, I'm
with,
sorry.
with Clement's dead and working in 360 land for the rest of his life and never coming back to Podcast Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, there are no retail games. I should get that out of the way.
Okay.
Except for what's being released on PlayStation Network. New PSN games. Risk Factions. I downloaded. I'm very excited.
I downloaded it too. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
we'll
me
play.
too. We
We'll
can all
play.
play together.
Yeah, we
isn't
can.
it?
It's 5. I think up to 5. Blockus, which we haven't reviewed yet. I don't think, right? But that was on PSP.
Yeah, but it was a PSP game before that. I'm not too worried about it.
Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. 5 episodes.
Yeah. I'd like to play that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's very funny.
Yeah.
I want to play the Back to the Future game. Is that on there?
No, it's
Gotta
No,
not.
go
that's
back
not. It's
in
not out. This,
time.
it's
When's it
not
come
on
out?
PSN. It'll be out in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones HD. That comes out this week.
Yeah.
Echo Chrome 2. You reviewed that, right?
Yeah, give it a 7.
Eat Them. You also reviewed that.
6.5.
Top Darts move game.
Yeah.
And Buzz Quiz Player, which is free.
Yeah, it's a weird Buzz app. I haven't had
Right.
time to look at it yet.
PS1 Classic. Now this one's awesome because people have been asking for this game. Front Mission 3 is out. Good game.
I haven't heard people beating down the door for that one.
People in the comments have been talking about needing more
I
Square games.
just think you've been talking to Steven too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, people talk in the comments on the PSN piece every week. They want Xenogears and Front Mission. Well, they got one of them. Demos. Good demos this week. Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet 2. Dead Space 2.
Wow.
Damn.
Beat Sketcher.
Beat Sketcher was a move game that came out a few weeks ago.
Risk Factions. Blockus and Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people.
You know what's better than a demo for Dead Space 2?
Having Dead Space
Having
2.
Dead Space 2.
High,
You know,
Air 5.5.
boom. You know what's better than a demo for Mass Effect 2? Having Mass Effect 2.
Do
we have
Mass
it?
Effect 2?
I think that I got a package notice. I think I got it.
You know what's
Can I
better
have
than
it?
having a demo for Little Big Planet 2?
Having Little Big Planet 2.
It's such an awesome time to be in the IGN office
so
right
exciting.
now. We have so many awesome games for next year.
What's so great is like the thing I love about the change in the industry is that really like 5 years ago we'd all be like, man, it's gonna be great when we have nothing to do for 3 months because there's no games coming out at the beginning of the year. Now it's like Little Big Planet, that'll like kicking off the year like good. Little Big Planet, Mass Effect, Dead Space, like it's
Yeah, you
good.
should check
starting
out
off
my
right.
big games list of 2011 that me and Brian Miggles did.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
That was
We're
cool.
going to be updating it every once in a while.
If you're looking for the Little Big Planet 2 review, it's that first week of January. As soon as we're back, I believe. What's the Tuesday after the 4th?
I think it's the 4th.
Yeah, the 4th. So the Tuesday, people are back. There it is. Way early, way out in front of that game. That's how confident Sony is in it.
Also, I just want to say, you know what's better than a Resistance 3 demo?
What's that?
Is seeing that Chimera jump onto the boat in that
There we
trailer and
go.
how good it looks.
There we go.
All right, so DLC. There's a lot of DLC. The biggest DLC is Costume Quest DLC has finally
Yes,
come.
Rubens on Ice.
And
Have you played it yet?
No, I have. I downloaded it, but I
Yeah,
haven't
me
played
too. I've been working this week.
it. I'll play it this weekend, maybe tonight. And then Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam comes out.
Oh, Arthur really liked that.
There's also DLC for Splatterhouse, Ruse, which I
course.
played. I wasn't really into it. The Fight Lights Out. Mod Nation Racers, Little Big Planet, the original one, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, DJ Hero 2, Super Street Fighter 4, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, The Sims 3, Def Star Rap Star, or Def
Jesus.
Jam Rap Star, Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock Band 3. Sony says Merry Christmas.
A lot of stuff. Good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Dead Space 2, I can't talk to you about it all. Can't tell you what I think of it.
I saw you playing it.
You've seen me playing it. You saw a big spoiler. You can't tell what it was.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me. either.
I'm not
super late in the game.
I saw the spoiler, but I'm not like, oh. Like,
yeah, don't spoil it for me, Jim.
When they announce when I was playing up to that part and they're like, oh, and then I was like, oh, that's cool, and I think it's neat.
I think it's not.
It's not like a story thing.
It's not ruining the game for me.
All right.
So I'm going to say this. So I think this is one thing for people to look forward to, especially if you haven't played Mass Effect 2. Now, I don't know how Little Big Planet 2 opens. I can't imagine it's that exciting because it's, Little Big Planet 2 is cool.
Probably
I can't imagine
Sackboy.
it but I'm going to
Sackboy
say for January, I think 2 of the cooler opening levels of a game are coming out. Mass Effect 2, I think, has the best opening ever. That opening is so awesome for that game.
I dig that opening too.
And then
It's
I thought the opening level of Dead Space 2
Dead
was
Space 2
really
is-
surprising. It's really
Really?
cool.
Yeah, I shouldn't say anything. However, if you played Dead Space Ignition, you can get the hacker suit for Dead Space 2. I've been using that a little bit. I've just switched off to another suit. I enjoyed the hacking suit.
I'm trying to work my way through that game, but boy, oh boy, is it
Which
boring.
one? Dead Space 2?
Ignition.
Oh.
You, from what EA told me, even though this didn't pop up in the game when I reviewed it, if you just play a little bit of Ignition, you unlock the hacker suit.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
great.
really?
So that's what they said.
'Cause I did a couple of the puzzles. I'm like, man, this game is.
That's what they said. I never saw an
Friggin'
announcement
boring.
in the game saying that's what happened, though. So take that as your own risk. However, Patrick, Beyond Listener here, wrote into beyond@ign.com just like you can. And he gave us a Dead Space Ignition code so somebody can give it away. Take it. FWXMG. Wait a second. Oh, you tricked me, Patrick. This isn't a PS3 code at all. Well played, sir. Well played. Well, if there's an X-bot listening who would like the code.
Oh, maybe Ryan Clements.
Yeah, maybe it is Clements, yeah. FWXMGBYAT2PCDDW3. Well played, Patrick. Well played.
Hey, how do you know these codes people send in aren't even real codes?
We haven't gotten
usually
any
times we get people, well, first off, kids let you know if it doesn't work, so we know that. But then usually people do say, I got it. They put in the comments the article, I got it.
Okay.
Not to mention, I mean, who'd be a jerk? Who's going to send in fake codes? Now everybody's going to send in fake codes because you said so. But
All right. Sorry.
Don't worry, I download each game first to make sure that the code works before we read it out there.
yeah, good. Yeah, I wish there was a way to test them. Trophy tips? You got anything other than what I had said for the? I ran through the DC Universe trophies, and I said they got announced. They're good, all golds and silvers. The problem is that they only reward you for playing through the game. I'm gonna platinum it, but it's gonna take time. You'd have to make 6 different characters and take them to level 30.
Right.
Sounds a bit. That's insane, Greg.
But level 30 is attainable. Like they made it so like you're leveling up pretty quick. You know what I mean? Somebody asked how long I thought it would take. I can't give you a really good number.
Maybe
You
a
figure-
long weekend.
And maybe longer than that. Like you figure I'm level 8 or 9 right now, and I'd say in the beta, and I've been playing maybe 3, 4, 5 hours somewhere in there. Like
I feel like, I'm a level 6. I feel like I only played like 2 hours.
yeah,
maybe.
I feel like
It shouldn't be that hard.
obviously it's gonna taper
It's,
off.
yeah,
and
it's
go
gonna get
upwards,
harder at some
but
point.
Still not that
She
terrible.
said.
I have been playing Horde.
Horde,
Now,
fun game.
I will say I
You finally got on
kind of dismissed Horde just because there's so many other games. Greg talked about how much he liked it. I know Damon really liked it. I finally started playing. That game's freaking awesome. Game's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that has attainable trophies, and the trophies are all based on leveling up your dragon and earning in-game badges, which translate to trophies. So if you can do that and spend some time with the game, ps3trophies.org says it should take about 10 hours. So that's a good one, and it's a really fun game.
Okay.
A little expensive.
I don't have any trophy tips.
What about Oblivion? There, no trophies in that. Oh yeah, the game came out like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
My tip is if you've never really played a lot of PS3 games and then you start playing them, you're gonna earn a shitload of trophies.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
You watch your level count. Those were the best days when you would just
I'm
get
still
like 2
stuck on-
trophies and you get high level.
I'm still stuck on like level, I think 7 right now.
Yeah, that's
so
when
close.
That's when it starts tapering
Yeah.
off.
Greg and I are on 16.
Okay. Well, I'm not nerds like you guys.
No, you're not a nerd at all.
All
dude.
right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the week before
Jim, are you gonna go see
Holiday
True
break.
Grit with us tonight?
What time you guys going?
4:30, 4:10.
4, something
o'clock.
like that.
We'll leave here a little bit earlier.
The Colin's trying to make us go even earlier. But
I don't know
come
what True Grit is, so no.
It's supposed to be
it's
really
gonna be
good. I
cool
want to
Western.
see
Supposed to be
it.
really
Nah,
awesome.
I'm not going.
Why
Jimmy,
don't you want to
not
hang out
going.
with us?
Not going.
Jim.
Well, but I'm buying, Jim.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
free.
It's free.
It's a free experience.
They serve hot dogs there.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, fine. It's the week before.
What plan do you have tonight that's gonna be so exciting?
Play
Jim?
some Oblivion. What's the next question?
You're gonna enjoy this question.
Well, we can see True Grit some other time. Is all I'm saying.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going tonight. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it. I want to see it.
And
get out of
Colin's
the way.
going with us.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
go.
gonna play- I'm gonna
I
beat
got
Dead
to
Space after
prepare
that.
for the party tomorrow. I got Rogue Warrior tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
It's true. It's
Be
true.
there.
You got to
Big
rest.
day.
Yep.
All right. It's the week before the holiday. People are already gone. Tomorrow's Friday. We're off. There's no Game Scoop. There's no Knocking Boots. So someone wrote in with a Knocking Boots question for us that I thought we would answer
Oh, sure.
here. It's a bit of change of pace for Beyond, but I think we'll be all right. Beyond, What it do, Beyond Crew? I'm David from Miami, and I have a major problem. My girlfriend is hella hot. I mean Latina heat. Miami
What?
spice. We have been together for 2 years, and she's the love of my life. She plays Street Fighter 4 with a stick, wink. Is hyped for DC Universe Online, loves Uncharted, and vows to kick my ass in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So tell me, Beyond Crew, is she hot? He sent in photos now, and he would like to know if this girl is hot.
Now you got me
I really
interested.
wanted to just show her off. I've been listening to you guys since January. This blah 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 blah. Is this girl hot?
Is this a trick? I feel
Show,
like I'm being
show Jim
tricked.
first, because I want to see Jim's reaction.
Well,
Show me first.
Well, you can't look. You guys got to look away then. All right. So Exhibit A, Jim. All right.
What's the?
And I want this on the record as well too. That we are not. This is not something that normally happens on Knocking Boots. He's asking for an opinion. We have to give it to
I
him.
need to see
We
more.
review
Let's see-
things for
let's see
life.
more.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. Now here's where we take
Go
a
back
turn.
to Exhibit 2.
Here's where we take a turn. Exhibit D.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
No.
let Colin and I.
Oh, you're gonna go together?
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
go together.
All right. Exhibit A,
Okay.
she's cute.
She's cute.
Exhibit B,
Yeah, she's cute.
She's better than him.
C.
Yeah.
Oh, she got boobs.
Now here's where we take a turn.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Exhibit
hoping
D.
to. Yes.
Upside down.
Oh, she looks
That's
like she looks like she came out of like an '80s hip hop video, right?
Yeah,
I think she's hot.
I'm voting hot. Yes,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
voting
she's
that
solid.
she's hot. However, Exhibit D, sir, is the one with the digital camera, red digital camera, and she's just in a bra and what looks to be Spanx. Not a good exhibit to send in. That one's not working for me.
I don't
at all.
like girls with fat asses, so.
Oh my god.
Oh, he means that the best way. He means that with the. Hilary, you are welcome to break the podcast beyond no phone rule and tweet that if you want. All right, let's get. So with a resounding 3 out of 4, she is hot. Don't worry.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Plus,
Yeah.
she's love your
I
life.
dump
I
her.
don't understand why you care.
Get rid of her.
If it makes you feel
Get
better,
rid of
Jim
her.
doesn't even own a lamp, so.
I have 2 broken lamps and one. I do own a lamp, but
You do?
I'm not assembling it. I thought I told you this. Did I tell you this? My mom sent me a lamp the other week, and it came yesterday or the day before. And I'm looking for a really.
Is it that black one you wanted? That's like you talked about this lamp for a long time.
It has to have the shade with a steel shade, so light doesn't get through.
Yeah.
It just beams to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the lamp she sent me has a shade that's clear plastic.
Okay. That's not gonna do it at all.
So I have one. I don't know if you guys are interested in the lamp. I can give it to you.
But you don't want to come see a
You're
movie
too
with
much,
us.
dude.
No,
You're too much.
I don't want to see. I hate the movies. I don't like going to the movies.
I
like,
usually don't like going to the movies either, but
I
every
don't-
once
I
in a
don't
while
like-
you gotta go and do it. And
First
I
of
always
all-
have fun when I do it.
First of all, it's the middle of the afternoon, and no one's gonna go see this movie but us. So
Really? You don't think it's gonna do well?
I don't think today it's gonna. do
Oh,
well.
okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
at
yeah.
3 o'clock,
city
whatever
is
in the
dead right
afternoon,
now,
it's
too.
gonna be awesome. We're gonna see the movie, then we can go get dinner afterwards or something like that.
Yeah, just come, Jim.
We'll see.
All right. Adam writes in and says Beyond.
Yeah.
My parents recently got a PS3, and to my surprise, my mom actually said she'd be interested in getting a game. Is there anything good you can suggest?
Killzone.
Possibly.
For your mom, wait. I don't know what he wants. A game
Exactly. He's giving us no details to go
Yeah.
off of. So let's go with the basic. She's a mom who doesn't play video games or hasn't since a long time. I would say possibly Little Big Planet. It's a platform
No.
like Mario. If she knew Mario,
No.
she could play with him. It'd be something to do with him. Not let him get into drugs. Keep him out of the drugs. And then also
Just give her
Buzz.
PlayStation
Get
Home.
Buzz. Get Buzz Quiz World.
I
That's
give her
what
Buzz,
play.
that's a good.
SingStar. A lot of people like SingStar ABBA. There you go.
I have recommendations.
Hit me with them.
The first recommendation, Disgaea 3,
Gee, stop saying stupid things.
White Knight Chronicles.
I hate you.
I would,
Now you're not even giving good games.
I would just download PlayStation Home and give her a PlayStation Home.
How about Sports Champions?
There you go. Yeah, get the Move. People like the Move. People like the Wii.
Hot seller move.
Yeah. Tim writes in and says, "Hey guys, I just got a PS3 and I was wondering if I should start my PSN adventure with PlayStation Plus."
No,
Yes.
waste of money.
I
What
would
is
say,
wrong with you people?
Okay.
That's a waste of money.
So as a recent convert to the PlayStation world, I got the 3-month PlayStation Plus last night. I was like, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
I gotta say now, I never in my life would have downloaded like the 5 episodes of Sam and Max.
Yeah.
But like I got them for free right off the bat.
Totally.
And so I'm like,
$35.
I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. And then I think I got a couple other free games. I got the $2 shooter one that you like, a shooter for $2.
$2, yeah.
Well, it's a shooter for free if you get PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
That was awesome.
So for
Did you download?
I played a little bit.
Yeah,
of
it's cool.
it's like $17 or whatever for a 3-month trial just to see how it is. Like it's already paid for itself. Like, I'm sure I'll get some more free stuff, and I get discounts on games that I want to download, and like, it's awesome.
Tim points out, I mean, you're a good example, right? If you were just getting into the PlayStation 3 now,
Yeah.
I would totally do it. Like, me and Colin have been keeping track of our purchases. I've broken even now, and I think once we come back, obviously I'd pass it over. And Colin's way ahead. And it's just that the only thing holding our money back is the fact that we'd already downloaded so much of the content.
So I was gonna say, like, the mistake I made was that I decided to jump into PS3 and I downloaded a bunch of games that I wanted to play. And now that I got PlayStation Plus, like once I got it, I look back and I'm like, I counted up, and the amount of money I would have saved from the games that I had downloaded before I got PlayStation Plus would have paid for the 3 months that I got it. So I would say, if you're not sure, at least, $17 or whatever, give it 3 months, like, before you download any games. Like, you get a discount on Dead Nation, that's worth it right there. You get a bunch of free games, like bunch of free demos and stuff. It's a worthy deal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
I'm not saying if you decide to cancel your PlayStation Plus membership, I don't think you get to play any of those games you just downloaded for free.
You don't. Well, no, you don't get to play the free games, but you get to play the discounted games. Now here, like, so I bought a bunch of discounts. Like, I bought Crazy Taxi for half off, etc. I got NHL Game Center for free. I get to keep that.
We're gonna watch the Islanders game.
Yep,
on,
the Islanders
New Year's
Red
Eve.
Wings on New Year's Eve. But what I was saying was, like, I understand the skepticism with it early on, but if people read that piece that we update like every week or every 2 weeks, like, you have to be out of your mind to not think that it's worth it. Greg and I play more PlayStation Network games than anyone. Pretty much anybody, and we've still found a huge value.
I disagree.
in it.
I would say I'm very surprised that the number of friends that I have on there that are readers are on there way more than you two. That's all I'm saying.
Not true.
Also, I have a friend.
I have 75 PlayStation Network games.
They're on it all the time. Unlike your friends who get to kick off after every 10 days.
Yeah. Well,
my friends stick around.
Yeah. Well, they're getting better. I got to tell you, this new crop of kids we got going on, they're
that's
pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good.
Just wait till I assemble my Marvel Pinball army.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get Marvel Pinball, and you're going to be amazed because the minute that you turn it on,
You're
you're going to have this huge
trophies.
ranking because you're going to pull in all, like, my friends and
It's not a
everything.
bad idea.
You're
anyway.
selling me on this pinball. I got to try this.
Yeah, I want to download it. I
Gotta
feel like
get
it's going to be free, though. I don't... See, that's the thing. PlayStation Plus.
Don't do this.
It's
As soon as
so
PlayStation
fear.
Plus was announced, Colin's like, "Oh, Zen Pinball is going to be free," and you waited like 5 months for it to finally go free.
But Zen Pinball was free the
Finally.
first month in Europe, and that's why I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be free
yeah.
here, too.
So next week, since have we told people that the four of us are basically just going to be sitting in the office for
Yeah,
next week?
I'll be
alone?
playing Little Big Planet.
But I'll bring in the pinball game, and you can just check it out and see why I think it's cool.
Cool. Oh, and don't forget to beat Dead Nation this weekend if you can,
Yeah, I'm going to.
so we can play co-op. So I can get we can get those trophies.
Then I got to dive into Dead Space.
Oh yeah, if we have Mass Effect, I'll be playing that.
Daryl writes in, says, "Hey, Beyond Teams,
It's a good week.
I'm a little surprised on last week's podcast. Greg didn't even mention the fact that it was revealed that, as he put, Huge Strange, he means Hugo Strange, it was a new villain in Arkham City. I was wondering what you think. Good, bad, and different? Beyond, Daryl. Hill, you're a big Batman fan.
Well, I think he asked a question of you. I think you should go first.
No, he was just yelling at me for not mentioning it.
Oh, yeah, well...
I'm indifferent. I don't. It seems like an all right idea. I'm ready to see that game. I'm ready to see more than just a bunch of trailers.
Okay, so this I think the one problem with Hugo Strange is the same problem you have with Joker, which is that, like, he's a great villain to orchestrate, like, the events, but, like, not a villain that you could fight. Like, that was the one thing that was kind of cheesy about the end of the first Batman game. It's like they had to, like, beef up, like, the Joker so it was like you could actually beat him up.
Right.
Because
I
generally,
hate
like,
that
in
fight.
Batman, it's like the thing is just to get to the Joker. That's like the win. Like, once you get to the Joker, the battle's over and he goes back to
it's over. Yeah.
Arkham. And, like, Hugo Strange is the same way. He's not, he doesn't have any powers. He doesn't have some super armor suit. He's just a dude. So I just worry that we're gonna see a repeat of the last game where it's like they have to, like, hype him up on Titan Juice or whatever it is and, like, make him this big huge guy that you fight.
They have
I hope
enough
they don't
other
do that.
guys. Like, I think it's going to be a more. There'll be other people like he'll be working with. I think.
Just freeze.
He's a really good facilitator for us.
Call me in the morning.
Like I think the good news for people who like the first game is that, like, having Hugo Strange means that they care about the story, because he's like, that's what he is. He's not like a known villain. He's a guy that, like, he can make a story make sense. Like, he can add a reason why a bunch of villains get together or something.
Yeah.
An event happens. Like, that's the kind of character he is. So I think it's a good sign. I think it's weird that he was the reveal for the VGAs. It's
Hey,
like,
here's a bunch of casual people watching this video game
yeah.
TV show.
I really want to see Catwoman in action. Like, I want to see what that's about.
Well,
Like,
I think Hugo Strange is going to be one of the main villains in the new Batman movie. So I think that they're trying to do some sort of
You think
cross. Yeah, I think it's.
I think
it's
that
been
rumor started because he was announced in the game.
I thought it was going to be the Riddler or something. Because didn't they say
Who the hell
that
knows?
dude that played Cobra Commander was going to play the Riddler? Wasn't that the rumor? Because they worked on another movie together. The guy from
They
Third
worked
Rock
on
from the Sun.
Inception together.
Yeah. The rumor was that he was
Gordon Levitt. He would.
Oh,
what
the
is
kid?
it?
Yeah. They were talking about him making him the Riddler. See, all right, so I'm a comic noob. Like I don't know much about comics, but ever since I was a little kid, I always thought Batman was really cool because the bad guys were all. It was like a realistic comic book, and I know that like having the super suit and like the cave and all that's not very realistic. But I always liked how like the Riddler was just like some intellectual douchebag that like taunted him, or like there was a story.
That's how his comics open.
No,
The
it's like-
Riddler,
or like the Joker's just some like asshole, like they're not like these like they don't have like
I know,
skills
yeah.
and powers and stuff.
They're
They
not
were
from
just
other planets.
like I always
usually.
really liked in the Batman movie the two Batman movies ago Scarecrow with the dude with the burlap sack on his head that just uses drugs to screw people up and stuff like that's awesome. That's like really cool. I really like that. So I was hoping that they were going to bring in some of the I really like Mr. Freeze. I think he's cool in the cartoon, the old animated cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to see the Riddler come back. I know he was in Arkham, but you never really saw him.
Yeah,
So I was hoping
yeah.
those two guys were going to be in it.
The thing I like about Batman is that I would love to see. I mean, I loved Arkham Asylum, and I can't wait for Arkham City. But I think it would be really like you could actually make a Batman game that's like Heavy Rain, and actually have it work. Like because like Heavy Rain, that's what Batman feels to me. That's what when Batman's its best. Like it actually feels like the best scenes in Heavy Rain, where it's like it's sort of like got like this dark kind of element to it, and it's a little bit intellectual, and it's kind of a little bit more personal. Where it's like something like Superman or the Flash or Wonder Woman is sort of they're kind of more mythical. What?
I just thought of the strapline I'm going to put on this.
What?
Podcast me on episode 167, and then the strapline will be quotes, I don't like girls with fat asses.
I know.
It's fine. No, you're fine.
I can't wait for you to come up with that blog roll image for that.
Jim Reilly shaking his head. It's an animated GIF. Sorry. Yeah. Batman's cool.
That always, I don't know. I always get tired of these like Sabretooth or whatever. Like these are just ridiculous characters. Like I really like the villains, and maybe they're not all like that. But like Two-Face seems like he's a real person, and Mr. Freeze like he's lost his wife or whatever. Like it's kind of cool. Like
they try to have like a psychological sort of reasoning for them all going.
It's
crazy.
neat. It's that if I was gonna be
Just like
really
Batman has a psychological reason why he went
because his
insane.
parents died, right, or something.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So like I think
they
that's
had
really
cancer or something.
I thought they got like robbed, right?
Yeah, they got shot.
Well,
How do you not know that?
I don't know anything about comics. I just remember the series.
Wait, you've never seen a Batman movie?
No, I was
though?
gonna say I think I remember from the Keaton Batman that they show the scene.
But I mean,
They did
everybody
it in
knows
Batman
that.
Begins, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
All right, whatever. Hey, Jim.
Hey, yo.
Jonathan wants to know, do you think...
Me personally.
Yeah, no, but I'm just directing it
Okay.
to you. Jonathan wants to know, do you think that an Uncharted 3 beta code will be in the disc case for Infamous 2? I only asked because it was last time around. Remember, if you bought Infamous New, you got the multiplayer beta code in there.
Well, we don't have a date for Infamous 2 yet. We assume it's going to be before Uncharted 3.
You think so?
I think it'll be in the spring. I think it'll be 2 years.
Yeah, I think I predicted the same thing like May, June.
Yeah,
right around
Motorstorm. Does Motorstorm have a date?
there.
They
No,
said.
they said this year.
Yeah.
What if they have to change Cole's look again? Would that delay it?
Yeah, it would delay it again. Yeah.
I'm sure if you
That's
bitch
what
enough,
holds the
I'm sure if
game
you
up for
bitch enough,
7
Greg, they'll
years.
change it again. You're talking about multiplayer about beta, right?
He just says an Uncharted 3 beta.
I can see a multiplayer beta. In
See, I
Infamous 2.
can't. They have nothing left to. They do the lab all the time on the Uncharted 2 where they try out new game modes and stuff. They have nothing to prove this time around, unless there's something crazy new in Uncharted 3.
Well, you do it just to build hype.
I think the hype's gonna be plenty for that game.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about it this time around. You had to sell people on a multiplayer last
Oh, you don't think Uncharted 3 is going to get delayed?
No way.
You think
They gave it a
last-
date.
You think Last Guardian's going to get delayed?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I don't
Yeah,
think
probably.
sadly, I don't think Last.
I think Last Guardian might be ready, but I think they're gonna
Because
look at the
I mean-
roster and be like, we don't need this game right now. You know?
Y'all talking about how many games Sony's got next year, but I don't think all of them are coming out next year.
I think the only one that's definitely going to get delayed or has a good chance of getting delayed is Last Guardian. Uncharted's going to come out in November. Resistance has a date. Killzone has a date. Infamous is definitely coming out next year. Motorstorm's coming out
I
next
can
year.
see. Hey, all right, was still podcast beyond.
I don't know,
Unless it's
man.
hot girls, I'll show you my Facebook. I'll show you some
In
hot
true
girls in there.
beyond fashion, like Clement always does, I forgot to turn down the tempo, so it just ended abruptly. But I was watching and caught it as it happened. So now we can give you a proper send off. We have 2 questions before we get out of here. All right, Colin.
Yeah.
We figured out Uncharted 3. I don't think it's gonna happen. No.
Oh yeah,
not the
that's
beta
what we were
code.
talking about was games that would be delayed. Sly 4, Sucker Punch doesn't talk about it. That game will come out in 2012.
Yeah.
Sucker
And I think Last Guardian will get
Punch. I
pushed.
don't
just
think
because
Sucker Punch is doing Sci-4.
I think they
I
are.
don't think they are.
If they, I don't think they are. I think it's been passed off
Really?
to somebody. Yeah.
That means that I think they have enough resources to do both games.
I don't know. Let's wrap this up. Kristen writes in, says, "Hey guys, please tell Colin to not suddenly stop drinking orange juice every day. I mentioned to my mom a few days ago about his habit of drinking OJ every day and never getting sick. She proceeded to inform me that you can get scurvy if you stop that daily habit because your body gets used to that level of vitamin C.
Yeah, it could be true. I mean, because I told you that's what happened when I stopped drinking for a couple months. The orange juice.
You got scurvy?
No, I got really sick. I got like really, really sick. So I think she might be right. So if the apocalypse is coming and we do end up fighting the Chimera on the streets of San Francisco, I'm not going to have access to orange juice and I'm probably going to die.
Kristen finishes this off by saying, I trust my mom, not only because she's my mom, but also because she's a food science major.
Well, I was an American history major and the Civil War started in 1861.
I took
Jim.
world food and U at Mizzou, thinking it would be a blow-off class where I got to eat food, but then it was just about like grain production in India and stuff. And
that's kind of interesting.
It was still no, it was terrible. It was still a blow-off class. I got an easy A in it, but
I think that sounds interesting.
Kristen, I wouldn't be putting all your faith in a food science major. All right.
Dude, agriculture is really fascinating. Straight up.
Final comment here from a reader. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, beyond at IGN.com. This one comes from Lee. It's him pleading with Clements not to leave the show. In all seriousness, though.
Too late.
In all seriousness, though, regardless of what happens, you must stay on the podcast, Beyond. If you leave, this show will essentially become Jim and Greg performing verbal fellatio on Sony for an hour.
Jim and Greg?
Jim, you know how you're always on here just saying how awesome Sony is.
Yeah.
We can do verbal fellatio on each other, though, if you want.
We can do it. We'll do it on the live show.
Oh, you stream. Christmas Eve?
We'll go down on each other.
I'm glad I'm coming to this now.
Verbal fellatio.
Hey, if I get all my rogue warrior achievements, you can do whatever you want to me.
Oh, my God. All right. I like this. Remember, Ustream. You don't have the address memorized. Right?
No.
You have to look at our blogs, I guess, or our Twitters.
I have a blog now with my gamer tag and the 2 achievements I need.
Yeah, I don't care about that part of the day. I'm talking.
I don't
about
We
have-
don't care about achievements here, Jim.
Whatever. No, you're gonna have to do that.
All right, fine. I'll blog about it and put up a Ustream link, and you can follow it on Twitter. Remember, follow us all on Twitter. You can follow it IGN at IGN. Guys, Guru Colin Moriarty is no taxation.
They not Guides Guru anymore.
Yeah, we got to get a new name now.
All right, start writing in suggestions for when the new year rolls around. What we can call Colin Moriarty.
Everyone's bitch.
Big Cheese. Hilary Goldstein is Hilary Goldstein. All one word, right?
Easy.
Okay, good. Jim Reilly. Jim_Reilly? Jim Reilly? Jim Reilly, all one word. I'm Game Over Greg.
You should follow Charles Oniet at C Oniet as
You
well.
should. Charles
Yeah,
Oniet, Mr. Slime, finally joined the Twitter revolution.
And if you put Mr. Slime in Twitter, it's actually a girl named Mrs. Lime.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Charles
funny.
didn't get it.
That's awesome.
So
That's funny.
See on ya.
You can find us on. You can find most of us on Facebook if you wanted to be a Facebook friend. I think we're all moving.
I got
Twitter,
some
though.
room for friends on Facebook.
All right.
You
I
don't.
want to. Yeah, I don't, and that's one a big thing. Kurt Schwind writes in and says, "For those of you, I'm not naming names, but at least one rhymes with egg filler, who don't use Facebook anymore, please just install the app on Facebook that posts all your tweets to your Facebook status. You never need to log on to Facebook. People can still follow what's going on." Kurt, the whole reason I hate Facebook and don't use it anymore is because it's broken as hell for me because I can't add any more friends, and I'm maxed out now on requests. I can't load the app on my phone. It can't sync my PSN app, and it can't sync the Twitter app. So, Kurt, take your Facebook love and shove it up your ass. All right? That's the final time I'm going to tell you.
Facebook is
Beyond-
garbage.
Facebook is bad.
I'm going to agree with you. I used to defend Facebook, but they changed that site so effing much. It's like it never stops. It never stops. There's always something new or something taken away every day.
I used to be a big Facebook proponent. I liked Facebook but I gotta say, Twitter is all I need now. I actually find Twitter is much more interesting and much easier to read and follow and way better for me than anything.
It's easier to
else. It's
respond to
just
fans
great.
too. As many times as we said, beyond at IGN.com for your fan mails to get on the show and keep them short. You don't listen. Listeners phase that part out and write novels that don't get on the air.
Yeah, we can't.
On Twitter, you're so much more likely to get a response out of any of us because it's 140 characters. You're right to your point of your question. There's your answer.
I respond to almost anything I get on Twitter too. I like to talk to the kids.
Yeah,
it does make it
same here.
the character limit does make it hard for me to rant.
Yeah.
I found on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've had to be a little more
Well, you
clever
could just,
about ranting.
You could just spam everybody with a bunch of
Yeah, just like
tweets.
7 things in a row.
But they do have a Twitter app now that allows you to have a continue, so to automatically post a link,
Yeah,
so you
I've
can
seen
actually
that.
have.
That's annoying, though, when you're,
it's
like,
dumb.
reading somebody
It's like
else's
play by
things
the
and write-
rules.
yeah,
but I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that it's 140 characters. The only thing that I like about Facebook that I still do is I like to go onto Facebook and I just look at my my stream of all the other people's feeds and just jump into random readers and just like comment on their stuff. Just like randomly, I always love that. Like whenever somebody's like Mark said they're single, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
man, don't worry, love will come around. It was really funny because I did that to some kid recently on Facebook who had just become my PSN fan. He wrote me on PSN and he goes like, what do you mean? And I'm like, don't worry, love will find you again soon. And he just goes, I didn't break up with anybody. And I'm like, it's like, you won't be alone forever. He's like, but I don't want to find anybody.
This is where usually I say, Ryan, take us out.
It's a good show.
We've already given off a PSN.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, John.
It's been a good show. We've
It's a
done
good
well. Now, the real test is, can I figure out how to piece this all together
I
and
can
have
do-
it work?
I can help you do that.
Okay. Would I have to use
Just put up
Audacity?
3
I don't
podcasts.
like using Audacity.
Is this the last podcast for the year?
This is
No,
the
we're
last
doing another
podcast of the
one.
year. This is it?
No, we're doing one next week.
Oh, you're right. So I thought it was already New Year.
You're
Alright.
really doing a podcast on holiday break?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're not on
The
holiday
news
break.
isn't
We're
gonna
gonna be in
stop.
the.
We're gonna talk.
We're gonna be
Jim,
in the
we're gonna
office.
be here. We're
I guess
all gonna be here.
will I be on next week as well since I'll be here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There you go. This is the cast. It's done. Set in stone.
Why don't you go earn some
We're
achievements?
just gonna repost this one again though.
But, all right, so the song to lead you out. I went to go grab another Dame Zero song because we need more songs. People remember to send them in. And when I was doing that, I ran into an Outsider Joe song, and I'm not sure if it was ever played on an IGN podcast because I think it might have come in when we were still singing every episode out. And people I know want that back. So what this Outsider Joe song is called? It's called the Greg Miller Bounce. Colin, are you aware of this? Have you ever heard of the Greg Miller
No,
Bounce?
I don't think so.
All right, you're my lamppost here to see
Okay.
if we've done this before. The Greg Miller Bounce is a bunch of GameScoop and Podcast Beyond references and jokes strung together with a beat behind it.
Oh, nice.
It sounds very good. So it's remixed. You get some Ryan Clements in there. You get some, I believe, Chris Roper in there. You get some Damon Hatfield. I don't know if there's any Moriarty in there.
No, I didn't join probably in time.
All right, so there's plenty of stuff here. Greg Miller Bounce, Outside Joe. This has been Podcast Beyond, episode 167. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Hill. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Ready. I'm percolating. Let's go. I'm gonna bronze these fists.
What's that?
Rub it on. Why have hamburger when you can have steak? I feel like Portillo's turned into a hairy boat and I'm riding down a river of cheese. Rub it on. 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 Rub it on.
Oh, yeah.
What? Hey, this is Dr. Dingo. You're listening to Ranch with Ranch on WLMU. Ranch. Buddy, I'm Ranch. Thanks for listening to Rambling with Ranch. Doctors recommend having 200% ranch in your diet on Wednesdays at 1 in the morning here on WLNSTK. Here is my car. Yes, kids, suck it. I was making some rice-a-roni and I threw it at your face. You stuck up his face on me. He's like, oh, yeah. You're like, Imagine making rice-a-roni on the thing. He's gonna wife beat him with a cigarette. No, a wife beater in a cigarette. A wife beater. Somebody walks up talking about freaking 360. He's like, oh, no.
San Francisco treat.
The only problem with the rice.
Cars.
Yeah, basically.
My car. I got cars every car. Ryan's inside me, pressing my buttons,
Oh, that's
fiddling with my joystick.
I was just about to say my hands are wrapped around your joystick.